Alright, looks like we are finally working. Alright. My apologies for any delay there. We are good to go now. How's everyone doing out there? I'm just gonna post the stream up real quick and then we'll be able to get a few games started. Okay. Settings might be a little bit odd, so we're gonna have to dial them in here. But that's okay. We can work with that. Unfortunately, chat, you won't be able to read your own stuff on stream because OBS decided to completely mess up every single setting I have, which is always fun. But I'll still be able to see you, so don't worry. Alright, let's get a game going. That was fast. So we'll see how high we can get everything this time. Trying to just keep climbing here pretty much. Okay. We've got a game. Unfortunately, my transforms are wrong, so I will fix that in just a moment so we can see the top person's hand. Unfortunately, it's going to split my attention for just a minute, so try to warn me if I'm about to deal in, alright? Oh, beautiful. Okay. Close enough for me. Alright. How's everything looking, Chad? Everything look alright on your end? Aside from, like I said, not being able to see yourself, that is. Alright. And find that we get some nice, relaxing mahjong. If you can call it that anyway. So with this hand here, now that I have a minute to pay attention to it, it's kind of unfortunate that we have these dragons, honestly. Like, I think I have to pawn them if they do come up here, but this hand could be worth a lot more closed. And actually, with that kind of draw, I think I'm going to go for it. It just feels better than, you know, absolutely forcing yourself to find that white dragon, you know? Let's go for that, though. We are going to go for a little bit cheaper side, unfortunately. But that's okay. Just try to shut down this hand a little bit quicker. Yeah, everyone seems really slow this hand. I'm not sure why. Like, I'm surprised there's not a Riichi on the board or anything. Like, that's the first call out. A little bit abnormal. I'm going to try to cut this here, even though it's a little bit less efficient. In the long run, naturally it's going to be a safe tile. And we have nothing else against them either. Ugh. That's not what I like to see. It's just not worth pushing as the dealer here, though. I just don't have enough value in this hand. Now the good news is this 3 seems fairly safe. I might still be able to hit Senpai here. We get a 6 or a 9 to Chi. That seems okay. Yeah. Oh, this is an interesting one. Like, I want to discard this 3. I think I'm going to still. Yeah. I don't know, the 4 discard is foreboding, but it worked out. The 4 for the Riichi, that is. Okay, so just 3 pin. Glad I didn't get Suji trapped there. Huh. That's interesting. Obviously, we can't take the abort here or anything. But 2 Yaku high is always nice. The problem is you want a little bit more with it. So I guess I could go for the Honitsu here. Maybe the 1 discard was a little bit hasty. And it's draws like that that make it a lot harder, you know? I'm still like vaguely trying to get the vertical stream working right now too, so I apologize if I still seem just a bit distracted. Onitsu Toy Toy might be a bit far, unfortunately. I just don't think it makes sense to try that hard for that sort of thing. Now, Chanta is a possibility here. 6, 7. How hard do we want to go for that? Like, that is our best chance of value, right? So if we draw, like, the 1 pin here, our Riichi is very strong, actually. No, too many tiles around, they're gone. Oh, that's so bad, though. Like, I never do this. I'm only doing this because it has a Yaku. Yeah. Should have just Riichi'd probably, but it is what it is. Hello, Mordecai. I was wondering if you were going to stop by today. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what is going on with OBS. It just decided to lose everything, and I have no idea why. I think I need to reinstall it, honestly. That's a good draw. That's a fantastic draw. Okay. So we have a perfect Ishanten for Tenhou Pinfu Dora 2. And in some world, Sanshoku. So now all we need to do is draw Tenpai. That's all we need to do, right? No, we will not be taking that. I probably... I was just wondering if I should actually have taken that. Because it is still Dora 2 Tenhou, even without the pin fill. So it might have just been worth calling the tile. So now I have to push a bit awkwardly. Yeah. Should have pulled the 2. It's on me. Yeah, pulling the 2, wait on 3-6. It's completely fine. I don't know why I decided against it. We'll say I'm just getting into the game here. So this one probably has to be Honitsu. It's hard to be anything else here. anything worth value anyway. It is what it is. Jeez, that's annoying though. So now we have to shift away from Honitsu. This hand is just too slow otherwise. Really, Mordecai, all it is I need to give my opponents a chance. Exactly. 100% correct. It's all part of the streamer plan, right? Make it look like you're down in the dumps, everyone makes fun of you, and then you just really show them. That's a good draw, at least. If we can get a 4-pin here, that's just a good hand. I think that's still just fine, though. Alright, and that gives me a little bit of free time to try to figure out all this OBS stuff. That's fantastic. Yeah, it might be this vertical thing, honestly. So I don't know if you guys were around last time or not, if all of you were, but I did a vertical stream last time. And it seemed to work okay, but it involved a plugin being added to OBS. I think that might be what's messing with everything, because it's also behaving really weird. I guess I should just try the AI generated thing that they'll do for vertical streams. Might work better. No, Mordecai, no con. You know my policy on cons. Never when you're around. Yeah. And it's unfortunate that Riichis like this are correct. Like, it's not a super high win rate, but what else do you do with this hand? Right? You can't just sit around and wait for it. For it to improve, that is. Especially when half the improvements don't do anything because you get rid of the Dora, which you don't want to do. But if we sumo, it's a Mangan and we retake the lead. So keep your fingers crossed. Hand's not over yet. I do wonder where the person on my left is on the white dragon, I guess. So everyone else probably sees that, which is probably why it's not coming out. Oh, come on. Okay, not wrong. So it could be worse, but you know. Okay. That's fine. Now we have an extra stick we can win. It would have been ideal, Mordecai, but it just wasn't meant to be. Okay. Sorry, still getting distracted. Still trying to figure out this vertical stream thing so I can get that going. I really don't know what's going on with it. It just makes no sense whatsoever. The behavior it's doing, that is. Echo. That probably fixed it. I'm not sure. Oh, I know why that happened, yeah. That was one of the things I tried to do to fix some stuff. I had to add another source for a camera, so the camera was probably picking up the extra audio, so I'm guessing that's done, yeah? Good deal. Okay. Thanks, guys. Yeah, the camera's like all the way up here, so it's, probably wasn't super loud. Believe it or not, Kelrock, I do know what I'm doing. Despite all the evidence to the contrary. All the 7's dead, that's not too bad. Both Mordecai. I am just completely omniscient in all things streaming and Mahjong related. Oh, now that 6 feels super risky. Get rid of this one first. It could just be Tenhou though too. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, since, so it started out with my webcam not working. And so I added another webcam source to see if that one would work instead, and didn't consider that it would add another microphone source. So I got the webcam working, but then random windows weren't working. It's a mess. I just need to completely take it down and redo it so I can get the vertical stream next week. But I'm done with that for now. Just not worth my time. Okay. All right. So back to actually discussing Mahjong. This hand is Sanshoku, Dora. So let's go for that. You can't say never, Mordecai. You are a bird, remember? How's the pistachio diet going, by the way? I haven't asked recently. Yeah, that would make some sense, too, kinda. It's okay. Reed's not here, Mordecai. I don't have to warn him. Yeah, we'll play a little bit more efficiently here. I don't know if I'd like this because there's some improvements that kill the Sanshoku. I think we'll keep the 7 just because of how much it does improve everything. We can get the Tenhou instead. Tenhou, Dora, most likely Riichi. But we're not committed to it or anything. Maybe Pinville. Maybe still Sanshoku. The awkward thing is just that these ones are so bad. Oh, Lord. Even if I get the 7 cell, I'm not reaching, and I honestly don't know what the right play is at that point. Because you want to discard the 1s for efficiency at some point here. You have to take yourself out of tempi to do that. So I think the right play is just to call into tempi whenever we can. Take the bad weight and look to fold if anything goes wrong. All pairs. From 3 in the first discard of the last row. Seems like a great idea. I'm sure that'll work out. I was hoping pawn 2 into the 3s. Mordecai, I'm not doing it. Watch, I'm going to draw pairs every single draw of this row now. It'll be complete karma. At this point, we definitely are just calling it a Tenpai if we can, though. We don't even need to. We can just Dama. See, not all pairs. Some other things happen. I would love it if someone could just give me my tile. Or I could just draw it, but dealing in is more fun. So, not this time, I guess. There. So it would have been a double run. Alright, and just like that, we're out of last. We're moving up in the world. Yeah, I think next time I might just let YouTube create the vertical stream for me. See how it does. God, I kind of hate that. It feels weird to discard this first, but if I'm going to discard either the 2 or the 8, and I draw the next tile over, I might be overthinking that actually. If I draw the 3 right away, it's better to have discarded the 8 first, as opposed to the 7. Yeah, it's fine. Didn't happen. That's a good draw, though. So here we definitely want to pawn the white dragon if we can. It'll be unfortunate if we have to discard the 6 and cut off the Dora acceptance. But I think that's the way to go. If we get the white dragon, we discard the 9. But at the moment, we keep the 9 because it's safer against left and right players. Yeah, it seems fine. It's possible. I'm just supposed to discard the 6 here and all in on getting the white dragon. Especially since he just got cleared, though. It's probably still fine as Nakasuji there. It's probably worth going for still. Yeah. Okay. Did deal in. That's good. Ah. Unfortunate. On my dealership, too. Alright, so much for being out of last. We are back into last. Oh, that's right. So we do get last dealership at least. So we're never really out of this. Until we bust anyway. Exactly. This is just a small hole. We're only down 32,000 the first. Yeah, I think that's fine. Exactly, Kelrak. Just completely throw the entire East round. It's completely fine. Oh. Do they still use pom-poms in cheerleading? I mean, probably, right? I feel like that's something that never really changes. I'll trust your expertise there. A little weird, but I think that's the right discard here. Yeah, the problem is they just conned me another Dora here. So if I get a decent Tenpai, like so, Not the best, but we definitely take it for the extra indicator. Let's see if this one works out. Nice. Got the Ipatsu too. Oh, wow. Ipatsu with the double roll. Ah, missed the though. Hey, it worked out for him, right? I don't know. I would have to go back and see their hand and everything if it made sense, but... Okay, so our wind is the Dora. We have a pair of the wrong wind. This is an interesting hand. How do I make value out of this? Like, obviously the easiest way is just pair up the West. Exactly, Mordecai. That's the name of the game in online Mahjong. Not last. It's like in a casino. You know, they say if you push at a casino, you're winning. Same thing. In online Mahjong, if you're not last, you're winning. Unfortunately, I can't get Nagashi here. But with how aggressive these players are being, I don't think I'm ever discarding this West Wind. Unless one of them does first, of course. Yeah, that's one of the hardest things to do, Mordecai. One of the hardest discipline things to learn. I mean, I guess this hand could just be Honitsu. I mean, yeah. That's the direction I'm going to move towards. Yeah, not all pairs in this situation. Like, it's possible, but not super likely. There's a West Wind. I'll still hold for a little bit here, though. Like, folding soon isn't a problem as long as you're not folding to ghosts. Like, if there's danger there, it can still just make sense to fold just fine. But if there's no danger and you're folding, then you start to run into issues. Another interesting hand. Like, this is really just fast and nothing else, unfortunately. Like, I'm going to hold this south for a while because the double south would help it out a lot. But we'll see if we can make anything else out of it. So still would take the south. I might just want to pass the green dragon. Yeah, there's the south. Might as well cut it here. Because if we pass the green dragon here, we could get like Sanonko. Maybe we just pass the first one if it comes out. But if we... Oh no, there's only one. So it's either immediately or never. But I think we just do this here. Play a little bit safer. Might end up at Tanyao still. Might end up with something better if we keep drawing triplets. Okay, there's another safe tile for us. We don't really need this too. Now game. It has been a while since I got an online Yakuman. We could get there. Oh. See, this is why you never hope. Hoping is wrong. All right. What do we got this time? It's actually a pretty decent hand. Pretty well advanced here. A couple terminal tiles that are very obvious discards to cut off. Go from there. Yeah, exactly. It's my worst thing as a streamer. I jinx everything. But the one time when I call it, it's going to be great. But I actually had a decent run of that last stream. I was calling everything somehow. Yeah, that might be the solution. Geez, Mahjong, I hate winning tons and tons of points. Why do you have a hand that's named after a million? It kind of blew my mind when I figured out why that was. Why they named the top hands, you know, a million, basically. That's how Yakuman translates if you're not familiar. Yeah, we'll cut for Tanya here. Reach Tanya Dora, maybe? So with that, we can do this here. That solidifies the Dora, and it lets us pawn into Tempai if we want to. I think we do Chi into Tempai, though. And now we have options to improve the hand if we can connect those central tiles. Ooh. Wow, that's a nasty one. See, like, this is double-edged, right? Because we're in last now. But first is closer than it was. So really, it's a win, right? As long as we're going for the win. 789 Sanshoku. That's really all I see with this hand. Maybe we should have gone for the Chanta. So, a million. The formula for how you calculate the score of a hand in Mahjong is the number of fu in the hand times 2 to the power of 2 plus Han. So, you know, Yaku plus Dora, if you're not familiar with those terms. So if you do that, and you do it for 30 fu and 13 Han, which is your counted Yakuman, basically, it comes out to about 1 million points a person. Here, I can actually show you. I think. One moment. Okay. So we pull over the calculator here. Or wait, no, I disabled that, didn't I? You can't see the calculator. Unfortunate. Never mind. We'll do that some other time. But yeah, so 30 times 2 to the power of 15, effectively. If you want to do that at home. I wonder at what point I should be calling for the Sanshoku. I'm just going for Sanshoku only. I might have missed the opportunity, honestly. Yeah, like we're just pushing everything here, but I'm not super hopeful. This hand just isn't fast enough to keep up with what they're doing here. Oh, no, can't do it. Yeah, it is what it is, Mordecai. Awesome, Korak. Glad I could help. All right, so starting off with a 4th this time. That means that we cannot go down from here, right? We're at the worst possible 100% losing rate that we could possibly be at. So it can't get any worse. All right, so let's focus in on this one. The ADHD medication ran out, so I'm a little bit scattered today, if you couldn't tell. But we'll be okay. See, this could be an Itsu here. We have the Dora. Sand has some stuff going for it. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about O1. It's only when I lose like 9 out of 10 games that I'm starting to get concerned. That has happened before. Okay. Discarded the correct dragon. That's a good start. I feel like my webcam's at a really weird angle right now. Alright, Korak, have a good one. Oh, sure. Yeah, I used to play a lot of Magic. Very long time ago. My last major event was Pro Tour Austin, which was in 2011, which was the first tournament that played the modern format. First officially sanctioned tournament, anyway. It was a good time. The format was absolutely crazy back then, too. It was all over the place. Just if I say drawing that is very good, and being able to pull the Dora also seems very good. So let's do that. Oh, Birthing Pod. Yeah, I think this modern PT was before Birthing Pod made it big. So the big stuff at PT Austin were Thopter Foundry, Sword of the Meek combo, Dark Depths, Nyazu. There's something else. I can't remember what the something else is. But this was like even before people really realized you can put Thopter Foundry and Dark Depths in the same deck. They were just playing one or the other. So it's kind of interesting. Oh, come on. Other side of the Suji. Oh, well, it's fine. We didn't lose anything. Oh, yeah. The old days of Tarmogoyf. How far he has fallen. Now, I played Legacy during that time mostly. The PT was just something I kind of lucked into, honestly. I never really played Standard, but I decided to just randomly go to a PTQ, borrowed a deck, and just won. So, those are the best ones, right? Just accidentally qualify for a PT. Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff going on in Modern right now. I still follow some Magic, even though I don't play it anymore. Yeah, Legacy is a different animal, right? It's kind of crazy. Back when I played Legacy, mostly my pet deck was white. I say white stacks. It's pretty much just stacks, but not like the stompy decks that everyone was playing at the time. Like I just went full stacks, and it was pretty good. My best result with that deck was like top 4 in a 200-person Legacy tournament or something. Oh yeah, God, don't even remind me of prices. Like I sold off way too early, apparently. But I guess it doesn't help that Magic staples have beaten the stock market year over year. Because yeah, white stacks. Like I had a playset of Ancient Tombs from Tempest, because that's the only printing that was around back then. Nowadays, Tempest Ancient Tombs are expensive, and I sold them for like $2. Yeah, it's 2 Dora. We have to reach it. 2 Dora, 3 tiles left. Not ideal by any means, but it is what it is. Good news, person across looks like they're pushing, and they've already discarded a 3. That could be good for us. Oh yeah, Lion's Eye Diamond. That card is definitely one of the cards of all time. Come on, Toyman, long Suji. 3 is long Suji to the 9, therefore it's completely safe, right? Yeah, what are Ancient Tombs even up to? Do I even want to look? Not really, but I'm going to. Got $100. I sold them for 2. Oh well. It is what it is. That's the Magic the Gathering life. But yeah, but the fact that Tempest ones are still staying up that high. I sold Chrome boxes for like 15 or something. I know they're over 100 now. But it is what it is. Like this was what, 15 years ago where I sold off? Something like that. I still have like some small binder of cards somewhere. I need to go back and like look at it at some point here. See if there's anything in there. I don't even know where it is. I just know it's in the house somewhere. Now, if I draw the 6-pin here, I will absolutely con here. Yeah, it's crazy. Starting a new game, you also get new scores. It's amazing. But we could be last very quickly here. We'll see if it turns around. Come on, last tile. Oh, Lord. I do have a pretty good track record of calling shots on stream. That's something. God, what possesses them to do that? I would need to go back and like really look at it. I was focusing more on chat here and everything. But yeah, maintaining Tenpai. It's one of those things that you're like, oh, I could get these points and stuff. But there's always that risk. Okay, that's good. So now we're on Reach Tanyao Pinfu Dora, potentially. We do need a little bit of help still. Like right now, this shape isn't Pinfu. But that's a good step in the right direction. I will not pawn it. Wow. Wow. Okay. That came out of nowhere. I'm surprised I didn't reach you that still, but you know, I got the right side of it, so whatever. Yeah, those are always the terrifying hands. Someone says Roll, and you're like, oh, I had no idea this person was even Tenpai. Whoops. At least I didn't deal in. That's the important part there. So what's this hand gonna get us here? Like, ideally we find some Dora. There's a world where this ends up Chitoy. Not super likely, but it could happen. Not quite all wins, but big 4 wins. Just like big 3 dragons. There's also little 4 wins, is also a Yakuman. The Japanese name is either Dai or Sho Sangen. God, that's dragons. Sho Sushi. Well, at least they're warning us this time. That's good. Like, I really don't want to fold this, but I really don't want to deal in. So maybe it is time to see if we can get some pairs going or something. Okay, that's another safe tile for us. That's a little bit of an awkward draw. Who knows? Maybe this is the Akuman hand. Probably not, but it always could be. But if you think about it, Mordecai, if you have all the wins and everything but 7 pairs, it has to be a half flush. Longest delay on a sumo tile ever. Well, we were winning this game. Now we got some work to do. Not the best opener here. Might have been better to hedge for Sanshoku and discard the north first. That's a minor thing, though. Fair enough, Mordecai. Well, apparently this is going to be pairs again. That's just how this game is going to be right now. Or 4 pairs. I guess there's still outs to not be pairs, but draws like that don't make it easy. So we got to keep the Dora, right? And who knows from there? Not going to hard commit just yet, though. Actually, the one would have been terrible. What am I talking about? Exactly, Mordecai. I know how to make my viewers happy. Usually by winning, but that part's a little bit harder. So we aren't down super big or anything. Seems weird. I'm going to discard the Dora here. Mainly because if we can switch this around to a Tanyao hand, that makes that harder. I'm going to risk it. I don't think it's right, but I want to. I think this is fine. Yeah, the 1 was a one-shot with 3 of the 2s in discards. So even the 2 is right next to this 1. Didn't seem super likely that's what they were waiting on. So I decided to go for it. Okay. That does bring first a little bit closer to us, which helps just by a little bit. So now we're down by what? 5,200? Yeah. Can still do math. All right, East 4. We're in a decent second. With a decent starting hand. And someone's going to try to shut the hand down. Maybe we'll get some quick draws here. If I get like specifically the 4-pin, I can open the hand. But it has to be the 4-pin. I don't think I can open for anything else. Yeah, nope. Okay, so this is a closed hand now. We've got some good ways to extend this shape over here, which will help out, and then we could lock in the 6 as our pair. That's unfortunate. But we would trade the 8-7 for the 2-8 here for sure. Maybe. That's not really something I track so much. Like, they're pretty common to get. And if you get them, a lot of times you do want to do them. One of the... Ooh. We take that one, actually. One of the things that I think elevated my play for a while was I basically stopped pawning dragons and taught myself to make concealed hands better. It's kind of a short-term thing, not like it's something that carried over to my current play or anything. But it was a good experience. We are cheating though, just going for the open Tanyao. We did cut off the potential of Sanshoku, which was probably inaccurate. We probably should have cut the 7 first. Kept the 2. Yeah, it's definitely a skill to learn, Mordecai. I can say that for sure. Might have been better to discard this right away. Like, they're pretty clearly on a flush. It's going to take a lot for them to not be on one, if that makes sense. Okay, now we can correct that mistake. So here, if we get the 3, we could get the Sanshoku still. We're not going to wait around for it, but... we'll see. If we draw Pinzu, though, we might have to fold. I mean, it does, usually. There's sometimes where it's just like lateral movement, so there's really nothing, but it's not super common. This is probably safe. Yeah. We can see enough of the 8s and 7s, and obviously the 9s here, that the 9 felt like it was fine. So I went for it, but I have been burned on that before. Yeah. So the Sanshoku didn't come, but we got that one. Okay. So small little hand, just inching closer and closer to the person in first. The key is to make them sweat. Yeah, you do have to watch out for times where pawn and chi don't advance your hand, because that's something that people tend to lose at some point. I know I don't normally do that, and I always preach not discarding Dora, but I'm going to commit to the Honitsu here. So I think it was fine. Guess it's not a full committal just yet, but it is what it is. Just because some of these honors aren't really useful for anything. But by discarding this first, we can delay a little bit longer, letting people know what suit we're actually going for. So now they know, for sure. Hope we get the 3. 3 is going to be the hard one to get. Yeah, that's not good. Still going to drop this 5 sooner rather than later, just to get it out of the hand, even though the green dragon's dead. That's a good draw. So now if we can get a 5, we can Tenpai on a Jigoku Tanki, the Hell Weight, last tile, South Weight. That's not good. Yeah, that wouldn't have been good. So that's an example, right? That cheat would not have advanced the hand, even though it kind of looks like it does. It doesn't at all. This could end up as a full flush pretty easily. We'll see what we draw. Yeah, this is starting to look a bit worse. Yeah, okay. And first place pool's a little bit farther away. Still easily within reach, though. Only 6,000 points up. Okay. This looks like Tenhou Dora, maybe Dora 2, if we're lucky. This is an interesting shape over on the left. We don't have a pair yet. This could actually end up as Honitsu again. Potentially. We'll see if that happens or not, though. That's an awful draw, but we'll hold on to it for a minute. My next discards are probably just 1, 2. Not ready to commit to that just yet. That's really unfortunate. Like, we hold on to the pair, right? There's no reason not to, really. It's just really unfortunate that they already got discarded. I guess this might just be a Tenhou hand. Starting to look like it anyway. Now that hurts the Tenhou chances a bit. But if we connect this Dora, we're still in pretty good shape. This 2 is kind of weird, which is one of the things that held me back from going for the Honitsu. God, is this still going to come around and be in full flush then? How does that happen? So if we get the 7, Riichi 6, 7, 8. God, am I calling these shots? Yeah. So 6, 7, 8, Chi. Get rid of the most dangerous tile. Pawn either the 9 or the 4. And then we're in okay shape. Good thing their Chi didn't have the 4 on it too. That would be scary. Okay. Now we just need that pawn on the 9 or the 4. Unfortunately, 1, 4 already gone. Yes, Tenpai. Not a great Tenpai, but there are upgrades still. Like that one. Oh, come on. At least we discard the right side of it. Ah, jeez. The Tenpai, the good weight, everything. We had the world there. Oh, well. Now our only terminal tile is the Dora. Okay, so moving into the next hand here. What are we looking at? I think we hold the North Wind for a second. This game evened up very quickly. Still 6,000 down. Yeah, these draws aren't great though. Like, I want this hand to be Tanya, right? I want every hand to be Tanya, let's be honest. But this Dora is the problem. And this bad Pinzu shape. Yeah, this hand needs a little bit of work, just all around. And now it's not likely to be the Tanya either. That is what it is. So we'll see what direction that ends up going, honestly. But yeah, okay. Pretty much anything in Manzu progresses us pretty well, in a good direction anyway. But ideally we get something that connects to this Dora here. Most ideally a second Dora, but that might be asking too much. I'm fine with dropping this here, locking that Ryanman. I think we're going to be okay on pairs. Let's see, just predict the future. Easy. Never didn't have it. We do need to draw Manzu at some point here. Thank you. Honestly, I need to get them redone. They're starting to chip and come off, but they've been on for a couple weeks now. See, that's just unfortunate. Because we have to push against this if we draw Tenpai. Oh, jeez. Riichi bought Sumo, Aka, Dora, Dora. Wow. This game evened up a lot. And now we have this starting hand. What does this hand do? Like, it calls a bunch of tiles. Then what? We can drop the 1-2. Since that's our worst shape and it doesn't have any attachments or anything. We could end up Honitsu in some worlds. We have to draw like 8-pin or 9-pin for some kind of route to make sense. Maybe 7-pin. That could do it. Yeah. There's definitely a world where we end up as Honitsu here. I still think I would pawn the 9 though. Would I? Yeah, probably. So if we would pawn the 9, no, I'm just doing this. I want the points. Call me greedy. There's a lot of good draws here that help the hand out a lot. If I can pawn the 7, I can discard the 2 and have a kind of unexpected weight on the 9. That also works. The 2-5 is a little bit better, but we're trying to improve the hand still. South is not doable. We have one in discard. I would love it if someone could give me the tile I need. Like, even if player on our right reaches, there's not many safe tiles that they have to offer. Like, not really anyway. They're all in the same area. So it'd be somewhat likely that that's how it comes out. Well, let's see if that happens. Like, I don't know the level these players are at, right? I don't even know if they clock me as being a Honitsu. If we need to, we can discard a safe tile against them. Especially if we draw something like the 6-pin. We can switch things around a bit. No Mordecai, we're taking the safe tile. That is just the correct play here. There's the 6-pin I wanted. Oh, and then that comes out instead. East. Where are all the east? There's not many out, right? Oh no, they're all out. I saw like this one here and completely missed the 2 right next to it for a second. Oh, geez, that's terrible. We're gonna push it. Oh, jeez. Instantly rewarded. Up in the first place. Okay, 2 more hands. Just need to hold on to this lead a little bit longer. Okay. There's worlds where this hand goes Tenhou. Just like every other hand I've drawn ever. Really just need the 6 to start out. Sometimes this hand goes Chitoi because we have the Dora. If we pair the Dora, that would be a not bad choice. But if we can chi the 6 and pitch the Dora, I think I will. These draws aren't it, though. Okay, that's a good draw. Here we'll cut this one. Maybe that's wrong, actually. It might have actually been 3 mon. Just because the Sanchoku shapes. Yeah. I think that 9 might have been a mistake. But we do have options to call into Tenhou now, Tenhou Dora. There's only 1 8-mon left. Oh, that's not ideal. Oh, did they really eat Patsumo? God. What is this game? It's just Riichi Patsumo. That's it? Okay. That's still a hand we can catch up with. Down by 5,000 now. There are plenty of hands worth 5,000 that we can catch up with. More than 5,000, that is. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how this hand makes value, though. That's the real problem. If we get the souths at this point, we might be able to get something, but it's not super likely. So the next possible thing is Riichi Mahjong for 2,600. We do accept red fives pretty nicely, so that's something. So I'm going to be looking to discard this pair of ones, I think. I think that's our best route here. The nice thing about the 2-3 shape is either way it's going to be +1 Han. Either this is going to be 1-2-3, have the Dora, or 2-3-4 be Tanyao, except for this one draw that might have just ruined everything. That's it, 2 of the 2s are done already. What else can we do for value here? Like obviously picking up Dora is the easiest way. I don't think there's much else at this point, though. It's fine. We hold the 9 because it's safe against the dealer, in case we need to push against them. That's interesting. I think the play here is just to play safely, unfortunately. Hope that the player on our left deals in. Naturally, the player across is the one pushing. Well, if this one doesn't have much in the way of safe tiles, they might run out here. What do you got? Yeah. Not great. That actually puts them in the lead. Ugh. Okay, I got some work to do. So we are in third, going into all last, and the player on our right only has 2,000 points. We need a Mangan to be able to catch up in one hand. And we have a pair of dragons that are Dora. So if we can get that Dora set, that goes a long way, to say the least. Is that enough? Okay, it is. So in the I always play with Kiriage Mangan in real life, which rounds the hand, the 4 and 30 hand to 12,000 instead of the 11,600 is worth. So when I play online, I need to remember that and make sure I account for the small differences there in situations like this. Might be a little bit early to discard this green dragon. But I think it's okay. I want to play for efficiency and just basically force this pair of white dragons. Okay. So that helps the weight a bit. This 8-pin is mostly extraneous now. So if we get anything, we can cut the 8-pin. Okay. 9 is safer technically on this board. Yes. Come on. One more tile to win the game here. With this player discarding randomly, usually that's a benefit. But I think the one I think that's going to be hard to use for everybody else. So I think that's one that's most likely going to come out here. The reason I say that is because we can see 3 of the 2 so. Yes, called it. Okay, there we go. We take those. That's a win. That was a hard game. Like, that was so back and forth the whole time. Whew. Okay, let's go ahead and update the stream here with our wonderful win. All right, awesome. So unfortunately, one win is not enough to rank us up anymore. This is when the rank up gets a little bit harder. So we'll need a few wins like that to be able to move up in the world here. Okay. Starting with 2 Dora, Pair of East. Southwind is slightly better as a discard there for a couple reasons. But that's okay. Didn't hurt us. Those reasons all have to do with draws, pretty much. So this could be an amazing hand. But we need some help. We need to get the east wind. We need to deal with the extra pair here one way or another. East wind first. That's the biggest thing. Without the east wind, this hand gets a lot harder. As much as I would love to take that 2, with another 3 already cut, having 2 3s left for a 1-2 shape is pretty rough. Especially when it's Dora adjacent. That feels so bad. 7, 8, 9. 7 might not even been the right discard. I don't know why I'm holding on to this 2. The red should be a slightly safer tile to hold on to. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. These Sozu and discards are just very unfortunate, unfortunately. Okay, that's a great draw, though. That deals with the 8-pin pair. That's concerning. There's no green dragons out. That's not good. No green dragons in sight. I don't want to discard this just yet. There's still situations where we decide to pivot, like we pawn the 8-pin, for example. Yeah, like I would try to defend against Toyman, but I don't know how to. Like they're not giving us anything. This delay is the most information we've gotten. Okay, I was actually considering taking the chi there. Yeah, so not big dragons or anything. Looked scary, but it wasn't. This 5, though. That 5 is scary. Let's play a little bit like a noob here. Let's do it. So there's a route where I actually end up on Honitsu in the bamboo, but we have to basically not connect anything at all to this 5-mon. If anything connects here, it's going to be better to hold on to that typically. Wow, so they're just hard forcing the Honitsu. I say as I pretty much hard force a Honitsu. If I can get the green dragon, it does help a lot. If I don't get the green dragon, I have to cut this 5. And price myself in at this point. That might have been a little bit careless, honestly, with everything going on over here. But honestly, something's weird about this. Like, I don't know exactly what's going on, but something weird is going on with that hand, I think. I just feel like it's not what it seems to be, if that makes any sense at all. Yeah, we've got to take it at this point. Oh, jeez. Yep. This does cut us off the green dragon poem, though, doesn't it? I thought it was going to be better to chi that direction. Yeah, this east wind, that's a scary one right now. Don't hurt me. Okay. So now if we can get the 9 so, it actually becomes Itsu Honitsu. We do have to watch out for this player as well, because obviously their hand is massive. That's 4 door right there and 3 tiles. Not great, but with the early 4, I think the 2's fine there. Most of the time. Okay, so I guess their hand is just toy and some kind of flush. Like, it felt weird for some reason. It might just be that they're forcing it really hard. Oh, not even a toy. That's fine. We move into second. Yeah, that was just a weird hand. Okay, this one is not bad at all. And drawing a Dora is good, even if it's not connected to anything yet. There's a lot of draws that help that Dora out quite a bit. Like that one. Beautiful. So now we need to find a pair. One of the ways that we do that is by discarding the 7 one. That's like technically a way to, but I don't like that as much. Because if we draw the 4 so, we're already improving the hand. If we draw another 1 so, that's just 2 tiles left, right? It's not enough to really do anything. Yep, and don't worry, guys. I know your chat's not showing up on the stream itself, but that's because OBS decided to be a little terrible program. I can still hear you just fine. Okay, that's a good draw. Here we drop the 7, because the 6 we already improved with the 4. And now if we draw a pair of the 2, 4, 5, or 6, or draw the 3 mon, we're 10 pi. The 3 mon draw, we discard the 2 and Riichi for the pin fill. Yeah, we actually don't need the 2 at all then. So with this direction, we can draw the 5 or the 8 to hit 10 pi as well. The 2 only has the 2. Another Tanyao. I had one earlier, right? Is another correct? Ooh. I mean, we can't con that, but we will absolutely take that tile. So I guess the one thing this loses, doesn't matter. I was about to say the one thing it loses is one route to Tenpai where we draw like just the 4 or the 5. But obviously that didn't happen, so it's okay. Instead, we are Riichi Pinfudora 2, which is a pretty good hand. Not necessarily Pinfu, I guess, if we draw the 4. But if that happens, I'm not going to be upset about it. Thing is, I have so many Manzu in my discards. I feel like someone's going to think that they're safe. 3, 4, 6. Oh well. At least it's a small hand. Not much lost there. This is a pretty strong hand. So this is another Tenhou Dora sort of shape. It's a little weird. It could be an Intotsu weight, but we're already Ishanten. Like there's a bunch of draws that just put us in Tenpai here. We would prefer one that ends up with Tenhou as well. So actually with that, we can cut this here. There's actually a bunch of draws here. 2, 3, 5, 6, 2, 5. Yeah. Is that better? I don't think so. I like that it accepts a Dora if we draw it. But I don't think we keep that because it hurts the rest of the shapes too much. Okay. Should have trusted my gut. Oh well. The real question is if we call into Tenpai, if we get the chance. Like if it's an Akka tile, sure, we will absolutely do that. If it's not, we're just calling into a 2,000 point Tenpai. So I feel like with the number of tiles that we can draw here to hit Tenpai, we probably hold off on it. But my decision feels worse the more and more tiles that get called like this. F4 doesn't actually do anything for our hand here. The 5 comes out. Okay. Let's Dama this one. Ah, whatever. Another cheap hand dealt in. Nickeled and dimed. That's the name of the game right now. Another strong hand here. Have the Dora that is isolated right now. But there's draws. So we definitely pull in the red 5 here. Even if it means that we have to discard this 2. We might have to discard that 2 anyway. Best draw is probably just drawing another 2. So we'll see if that can happen. Not super likely by any means. The awkward thing, though, is this consecutive shape here. That makes it less awkward, but now it's awkward to discard Dora. That said, I'm going to push into this because, like, nothing's safe right now, right? There's no dead Tsuchi, pretty much. So each tile is not super likely to deal in. And we can always fall back to the 1 if we need to. That said, I don't want to open this hand for just 1 Dora. Okay. Very worried about that one. But this just gives us such a wide Ishanten. That is one of the tiles that puts us in Tenpai, but we're going to pass this one. Maybe we shouldn't have. Maybe we should have taken that there. Yeah, I think with the Riichi down, you just have to push here if you can. Okay. Yeah, I think if I get the chance to pull in one of these two, I'll just have to at this point. Or, you know, Riichi. Wait, that's not good though. Oof. Yeah. This is just awkward now. Really? Okay, no. I was very confused why that was pausing like that. Okay, so we are technically waiting on a 5-pin right now. We don't have a Yaku. Maybe I should be reaching this. Oh, come on. No, I don't think I want to push here. Not like this anyway. If I can find a better pair, like if I draw the 2-mon or 3-mon. Well, at least the right person got smacked. No one's out of reach. They basically just switched point scores. Point totals, rather. Now this, okay, my hands right now are awesome. I just need one to actually do something. Okay, that's a good draw. The 6-pin is the limiting factor here, but this could be Sanshoku Dora 2 Tanyao. So even open, that's a Mangun. So yeah, we're opening this hand if we get the chance to at all. Like I won't pawn the 3-pin or anything, but we'll definitely achieve the 6-pin. That's a good draw. If we can Dama this, I would be completely fine with that. Imagine drawing 6-pin, be Dama Pinfu Tanyao Sanshoku Dora 2. I don't think I want this. I think I want to keep the safer tile around. Yeah, if we can open this hand, I think we do at this point. That devalues the hand so much. I'll just keep the safe tile around. Like, this is a beautiful hand to open, but it gets so much sadder. Like, maybe I do keep the 9 there. Yeah, and actually this is probably better. There's plenty of routes here. That's like Riichi Tanyao Dora 2, which is still Mangan, right? You still take that. So I think it is better to stay a little bit wider here instead. If we draw the 4, it's Pintan Dora 2. But we do cheat that here. So we're waiting on 6-pin for basically a Mangan. And like this hand doesn't look like a Mangan, right? It's very well hidden. So the good news is the 6-pin is super trapped too. So even if they think I'm dangerous, they try to play safely. If they try to Nakasuji the 6-pin, they just get smacked. So hopefully we can do that here. One of the problems is the Pinzu are kind of expensive though. Yeah. I was debating between Sumogiri and Karagiri here. But I don't think I wanted to discard this from within my hand because it warns people that the hand could be more expensive. Yeah. Same idea. If you discard tiles from near the Dora after calling something like this, people are, excuse me, more likely to think that you have some amount of Dora in your hand. I'm glad that wasn't the 6-pin. The 8-pin con should make it a little bit more likely that the 6 comes out. But I'm not holding my breath right now. Okay. Fine. I guess I'll take it. I was about to say I'm not holding my breath, you know, it was getting pretty late to discard that dangerous of a tile, but hey, I'll take what I'm given here. I don't mind at all. And we've got a pretty even game going into the south round. Okay. Good draw. Would like to connect this Dora. Would like to discard this pair of ones. So we'll see how this hand develops. Good. That's one step down. Definitely can't pull in those ones. I think that's a good enough excuse to discard the ones here. So we don't want the extra pair necessarily. I'm fine with keeping some floating tiles around, especially when like this floating 8 could turn into a Sanshoku. If we get the 6-so, we will achieve that at this point because we have the second Dora. So Tanya Dora 2 is completely fine. Yeah. If we draw the 9-pin, we're a little bit sadder, but we probably drop the 4-pin in that situation. Oh, we probably still drop the 8 first. Yeah. We will make that the 4-pin just to keep that Sanshoku chance around. The extra 9, not helpful, unfortunately. So that person is on a Honitsu, probably. So we have to be careful with the Sozu discards, and then this happens. Okay. How do we avoid this one? I think we avoid it by running headlong towards it. That always works, right? I guess not for that guy. God. Poor guy, he's getting absolutely decimated here. It's a bunch of pairs. We probably still just open whatever here. Obviously, and pretty much just on the south wind. I hate being Adazuka, especially with this like potentially expensive of a hand. But if we can get the south wind, we will absolutely call that. Open up and go for the quick door too. Try to get ahead of Toyman here. Or we could just draw a bunch of pairs. Like that works if it happens. I could wait on the once cut north. Wrong one. Guess I should have committed to pairs sooner. I'm going to hedge a little bit just because of how much I hate pairs. And there are also routes to Suanka with this, right? Not anymore, but you know. This could still be Toy Toy Dora 2. I'm not committed to it, obviously, but if I can pull, I'll pull. Even better if I can pull one of these two. God, they're doing the opposite. They're going for Chanta. I'm going for the central tiles at this point. Now, the nice thing with this kind of hand is if I draw the 4 or the 7 mon, I can still discard the 4, but it doesn't necessarily close off the... Oh, wait, this isn't Chanta. What am I talking about? But it doesn't necessarily close off the Toy Toy path. I completely missed that wasn't a 9. I just assumed they knew what they were doing. But with what they're choosing to do right now, I don't know. Like, I'm having a hard time getting a read on what they want here. Because there's no Yakuhai available. really just an absolute beginner? Hmm. Yeah, with Toyman going offensive, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Take the 2 Dora, win if I get it. Because I really want to be faster than this person. Okay, good timing. We'll take the extra 1,000 points. Thank you very much. And that puts us within striking distance of first. So what have we got here? We have 3 pairs and a lot of terminals. Don't love this hand. Once again, player on our right disconnects. What is it about that? Okay, this is shaping up pretty quickly, actually. So next cuts are probably, excuse me, 919 in that order. Actually, this one, I guess, is light. No, 919. If we get something to connect to this 5, we can start opening. Not ideal. It is a 4th pair. Okay, that's a good draw, though. I'm still looking for an opportunity to discard these 9s, ideally. The hand's just worth more without them. And can be opened. That's the big thing. Yeah, I think that's fine. Player on our left is going to discard the 4, so if they draw it, based on their discards anyway. Okay, and we get rewarded. Good deal. Here we're probably dropping one of our pairs, unless we can pawn a pair and discard the 2-3, and just go for the straight Tenhou. Do we want the Tenhou here? I almost want to go for more points. That's the best of both worlds, though, right? So we can do this. I didn't expect us to get the last 6 here. So this allows us to keep better shapes around. Yeah, I like that. Keeps better shapes, confirms the Tenhou. I do think I will just take the Tenhou if I get the chance, especially since that puts me 8,000 ahead of Toyman. More than 8,000 ahead, that is. Such a weird hand. Okay, it seems worth it. We will take any tempai here. I guess so, like we don't complain about that sort of thing. And here we actually have options to switch into Toy Toy. Not going to force it by any means. But if we can switch into Toy Toy, we probably will. Because that's a Mungun. Yeah, I guess that's right. The 7s look decent in the wall. 7-mon, that is. Yeah, I didn't love this against that guy. But luckily it passed. Sevens look pretty good. I feel like it's likely that a 7 comes out at some point here. Oof. We've got to push this, right? I don't think I could forgive myself if I didn't. The 7s just look so good. We can see 3 of the 6s and only the 1-7 in our hand. God, but we... this is going to deal in. Oh, wow, it didn't. Okay. 7 look good on the wall, right? That's all there is to it. Unfortunately, it doesn't bust the player to our right. We still have to end up with one more win here. But that puts us in a pretty good spot. Now, if anyone sumos anything, it ends the game. The problem is if dealer sumos any sort of 3-Han hand, then they win. I feel like I need to make a video on that. The whole whether or not something looks good on the wall. It's something that players don't really think about a lot, especially like intermediate level, but they should. Like everyone knows that the 7's going to be better than the 6 in that sort of situation, but how good is that 7 compared to other tiles, right? That's the big thing. So I'm glad that read worked out this time. I might need to go back and like double check and see exactly where all of them were. Because one of the things is it's very possible that there's like a pair in someone's hand and that was the last one. It's hard to say. Yeah, exactly. A light. So the idea there, the very basics of it, is that if you can see a lot of one tile that's like creating a kabe, you know, and a full block of a tile, it's harder to use that tile because it can only be in pairs and triplets, right? At some point, or more likely to be in pairs and triplets. So since people aren't holding runs of it, they become harder to use. People start discarding them. So it's whether it can look good on the wall such that you're more likely to draw it or that other people won't be able to use it. So there's a couple different thoughts with that one. But yeah, that's kind of the general idea. Did that make sense? I kind of went through that quickly. This is just a very normal hand here. One thing we do have to watch out for is the dealer just being Dama. So something to keep in mind. This is 2 complete runs right here, and the Sanmenchon on the 3rd. I want something safer. I think I cut this here. Oh, awesome, a light. Great to hear. Yeah, so it's basically like, I say Kabe, one-shots are really similar in theory to Kabe, just weaker. So that's kind of what we had there, right? We saw 3 of the 6s and none of the 7s. So that sort of situation, it's either they're great in the wall or someone's holding all of them. Unfortunately, it's really hard to tell which is which sometimes. Like, I would not have been at all surprised if the player across had 2 of them in hand there. I feel like I do want to open up for this. Like, I want to end this game. I want to do this. I want to pull in the 2 or the 3 pin, and I want to end the game here. That unfortunately does nothing for us. We can even deal into like small hands to Toyman, but it's really hard to tell what their hand's worth. Like the open set of East is something. What? That's not good. That's how we end up Furiton. Like at the very least, we should be Tenpai here. Should be going for Tenpai. I probably need to discard this 4 pin sooner rather than later. Yeah. So now we just need the 2 or 3 pin. That's it. That's such a dangerous tile. Okay. Didn't punish us. Like, I'm worried about the dealer being Dama on something here, but I guess it is a lot harder with all the terrible tiles they had to get rid of. Okay, yeah. Game. Easy. 2 firsts. Let's go ahead and update this here. Awesome. And let's jump back in another game. 1 more win, and we get to go up to 3rd queue. Thank you, Elite. Thanks for sticking around and watching it. Oops. All right, so we have someone who is actually good at this game on our right here. So there's someone to watch out for. You can tell from the rating. An 1850 rating isn't bad at all. I have no idea what my current stable rating would be, honestly. It has been so long since I've played a ton of Tenhou like this. I do sincerely hope I'm above 1800. If I'm not, I might go into a deep depression. But, you know, my peak on any account was like 21 something, 2106, something like that. So we'll see if we can get this account back up there. But that'll be a while. Definitely won't be by next week unless I get very, 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 very bored and do nothing but Tenhou. And then it's a maybe. Okay, that's a pair. I think we can cut this then, because if we draw the 5, we're okay with this still. Maybe it was better just to cut the 3 there, actually. Yeah, the 3 was probably better. I wouldn't alight just because of the 9-mon in hand. The 9-mon is too difficult to deal with if you call the Dora here. Okay, does that change anything? I mean, it makes this better. So, yeah. Well, I actually think discarding the 5-mon was better. Because if we have the 3-pin, if we draw the Akka 5-pin, then it's better that we kept this one. But if we draw the Akka 5-mon, we can switch and go to the other one without becoming furry 10. Thrice cut should be fine. The problem is we can't discard the 4, right, on a Tenpai. Assuming we're playing Principled Mahjong anyway. That remains to be seen. That 9 doesn't look bad. The 8-pin was in order, so it's Sotagawa. Yeah. But yeah, the problem is there's like no real way for us to get the Dora and use it here. Because if we draw the Dora, we have to discard a 4 to push. I guess they're not dealer or anything, but 4 just feels real bad here. And player to our left is pushing. Yeah, I think this one's done. God. Half Suchi. It's thin. Like, I don't know if that's right or not. It's very thin. Ah, K10. Oh, God. Oh, Lord, that's not good. That's really not good. Okay. So yeah, K10. Usually it's like last row. God, we got some comeback to do here. That reach did not work out. So much for principal play. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I saw the 3-door on the left. I'm like, oh, that's not good. And then I saw the pause. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, just Riichi only, and then a 3. Why not? So there are stages of grief there, but we're not out of it yet. Okay, that's a decent draw. Yeah, so K10, depending on, a lot of it depends on how dangerous the table looks versus the tiles I'm going to have to discard to become Tenpai. Yeah, this one too just overlaps too much. So let's drop that. We'll keep the tile adjacent to the new Dora. Hopefully make it into something. Okay. Ishanten. Yeah, that's an easy one to do. People just get excited and hit the reach button, right? It is what it is. Everyone does it. Um, 9-2. I think it's fine. I think this is the play. We have to reach here because, like, we don't have to, but we do because it is. Oh God, the 2 was actually bad, wasn't it? What am I doing? I missed. There was a 2 over there. I should have taken the 5. So wait, it's pretty similar, honestly. Where was I going with that? I completely forgot where I was. I apologize. It's the ADHD medication, or lack thereof. Pharmacy ran out. It's funny because I say that I'm lying horribly. I'm just always like this. A little bit scattered. Can't even remember what I was talking about before. Okay, that's fine. Yes, we are. A Shanpon, S-H-A-N. The abbreviation, I guess. I don't know if abbreviation is the right way to say that. It's also Shabo, S-H-A-B-O. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I hate those clients, honestly, for like all the hints and everything. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, easy, just get up to Jade Room and you can't use them anymore, right? Quite simply, rank up. So here I want to go for the Honitsu. Like, Honitsu Toy Toy would be fantastic. But we can't hard commit to it just yet. I will push towards it with that draw, though. And, like, this isn't even Honitsu I'm going for. This is Chinitsu that I'm hedging towards. Can't call for it just yet, though. Now we can. Not on that, though. I don't like that. Like, what would I call to open here? I think I would take a 9. Yeah, this 2-2-3-4-4 shape is hard to turn to 2 shapes, though. So we almost need to get like a 2 or a 4 specifically. Cheat. I think if we can cheat either of those, it's fine. I mean, we have to read at this point, right? We're down to 7,300 in these 3. So we got to play at least a little greedy. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, I can see a route where this makes it to Tenpai. We just have to keep drawing like that, right? If we just draw nothing but Manzu, we might win. My thoughts exactly. Wow. Wow. Okay. We are Ishan 10 from Chinitsu. We are Tenpai for Chinitsu. This is a Tenpai waiting on 9-4 currently. There's lots of upgrades here. We don't need them. Okay, that goes a long way. Alright. One Mongun down. A couple more to go. Alright, we got one Dora. Southwind is not useful yet. Thank you. Yeah, and being greedy works sometimes. Alright, how do we do this? I want to hold the Dora for now. So I think we'll cut that 8 followed by this 8 over here. I guess followed by that 9 right there. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like, pretty much any Manzu upgrades that shape there. The one in the last hand, that is. So, like, yeah, it's enough value. Like, you don't greed for Hanemon when you can take a Mangan Tenpai, right? Especially when there's not a ton of tiles you can draw. Like, granted, like any Manzu does it at that point. But you just take the Mangan Tenpai, right? There's no reason not to there. If you get too greedy, that's how you lose big hands, and you don't want to do that. I need to discard the Dora here, I think. Well, if we draw pairs, I guess. Yeah, it's one of those things like I've seen people so many times. Oh, can I do this? Yeah, let's do that. So I've seen people so many times, like they pawn a set of Dragon Dora as dealer or something, and they proceed to try to go Toy Toy, right? So all triplets. And like the greed on that is so insane to me. Because if you get to the end, like I've seen, you know, people have the chance to take a Ryeonman Tenpai waiting on 2 sides, or they can take the Toy Toy Tenpai waiting on just 4 tiles, and they take the Toy Toy. Yeah, it's 6,000 more points, but not winning a 12,000 point hand instead is just so bad. Like, that's a horrible situation. So, like, when it comes down to it, if you have the chance to take, like, 8 tile Tenpai for 3,900 points, or a 4 tile Tenpai for 7,700 points, I feel like the 3,900 is just better at that point. In most cases. Like, obviously, if you need the bigger hand, you need the bigger hand. It is what it is. But the more likely win is far and away usually the better choice, in my opinion. Now, obviously, if you're cutting down value a ton, like if you are going from Mangan to 1,000 or 2,000 points, yeah, you need to reconsider that. But even then, there's some times where it makes sense to do that. All right. I can't remember. Are we at the point where we lose rank on a 4th yet? I don't think we are. But we're not going to get 4th here. We're going to get up to at least 2nd. That's the plan. Yeah. Wanted to cut that right there because if that becomes a flush, don't want to do it too late. Is that a flush? No, I feel like it's just a Tenhou. Not sure how many red fives they could have though. Okay, that's a good draw. Let's cut this one. With the sixes discarded, I feel like the 5-7 is going to be the safer area. This 5 is a little suspect though, because it could be a 2-5 weight over here. Okay, that's a pair. So now we have a 3-sided weight and a kanchon. Which one will we get first? I should probably have kept that east one and discarded the 8. This 8 isn't doing much for us. Do we take this? I don't think we do. I think this shape is good enough that it's going to upgrade.
Eat.
Immediately punished.
Kang.
What are you doing? Please hit like 3 off that. No, no Okay. Still, we'll take that. Some people, man, I tell ya. Okay, so this is a pretty decent starting hand here. It's going to be harder to overtake Toyman now. Chanta? Yeah. It's a little weird. But Chanta Yakuhai 2 Dora is a mangan. So we don't take that. We do take that. Okay. Right? Yeah, those cons are just so bad. I'm honestly surprised that I haven't done a video on how bad those cons are yet. I need to do that at some point just to try to spread the word. Okay, wait, are we greedy here? Do we roll the 1 pin? I think if the player to our left discards 1 pin, we pass. But if anyone else discards it, we roll. It's something, that's for sure. Like, it looks very fishy, right? Like, people are going to be very cautious at this point. If player on our left discards a white dragon, we have to take it still, I think. 8,000 points is just too many. If they discard a 1, I think I will pass on it. At least the first one. Then I'll turn on auto roll. Yeah, clickbait title.
Eat.
Okay, now we have to take it. Yeah, we're discarding Dora into that still, just because we're playing very aggressively at these lower ranks. Yeah, what would be a great clickbait for that? Oh, wow. Didn't expect that one. Okay. Is this just another Shanta? Like, this one's nowhere near as good. It doesn't have Dora. Can't just pull in the east. Yeah, no. Like, I'm probably still gonna go towards Chanta, but it's gonna have to be a concealed one this time, I think. I'm even gonna pass that for now. If the last green comes out, I will take it. So giving up hands, it's basically down to how dangerous the other people at the table are.
1
That's the biggest thing. You don't necessarily give up on a hand because you're not drawing things, if that makes sense. You give up on things because you have a reason to give up on something. Like this player on our right reaching. Because if we deal in here, we're basically out of it. But if we don't deal in, we still have a chance. We can direct hit player across or a bunch of different things as dealer. So this time we're not gonna go for it. Now, this could be Junchan. Junchan is not impossible from here. I don't think. Yeah, no, there's still some 9 mons live. But we need to be able to ditch this 8 mon, which is harder. Yeah. Let's just play it safe here. Yeah, so if you're hard forcing Chanta, like,
4
you need your starting hand to have it, right? So the way that I think about it, if my starting hand doesn't support Chanta, you're never going for it to begin with. This is going to make sense in a second, I promise. You're never going for it to begin with, but if your hand does support Chanta, you're never going to draw enough good shapes that it'll matter. If that makes any sense. Now this is just a hard force. Honitsu here, for sure. Yep, good draws. And this is just a Mangan if we can get it. But we have to not roam the player to our left. That's the rule. Under no circumstances will we do that because we get the same amount for 3rd and 4th here. It doesn't do anything either way. Okay, Southwind's still alive. If we get another Dora here and the Southwind. So how's this hand break down? So right now, the 8 is extraneous, sort of.
1
Oh, that's not what I want to hear. Don't Riichi.
本
Yakai is Z, but you know, it's fine. Whatever.
4
Ah, okay. But yeah, so north would be 4Z in most notations I know. Okay. See, that's an interesting situation. What was the score situation like there? Yeah, yes and no. Getting double roamed at the beginning was a little rough. All right, so here we go again. Discarding the 1 over the north because I don't really want to abort this one. This, excuse me, could just be a nice quick hand to shut everything down. With that right there. We'll still try to keep some safety back though. Yeah, I think with that kind of hand, if you don't like badly need the points, because like you said, you're playing for 2nd, right? So you're not desperate for the points like I was in that situation. Then you probably just play mostly standard. Like you don't need like the south and the north and that sort of thing. So you start with those and kind of evaluate from there and see what the hand looks like, what's going to be reasonable. Oh yeah, no, that can be very difficult. It's really hard to tilt me at this point, luckily, because I decided I had enough of tilting and just decided to play like 120 games in a month or something, and that was just online games. So I don't really get tilted at online mahjong anymore. I just kind of roll my eyes and move on. We'll see if that lasts or not, but that's how I am right now anyway. Okay. So we can pull into Tenpai here. Yeah. And there's routes to switch this to Toy Toy as well. I will pawn the 4 if I get it. But I'll just take the win. Either way. Don't be like that. Wow, why was there a long wait on that? Why were they thinking so hard? Weird. I don't know what happened there. That's unfortunate for them. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty hard thing to get adjusted to. The way that I see it, my default in Mahjong is not going for certain Yakuhai. It is letting them come to me. Like, Mahjong is a reactive game. Like, yeah, it's good to have a game plan. It's good to kind of know what you're doing, have a good idea. But you need to be flexible. You need to be able to react to what you're given from the wall. Mm-mm. Oh, that was wrong. I should have started with the 2 there. Oh, jeez, and punished for it too. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the punish didn't matter too much at least. And we have some dragons. I'm gonna start here. Don't know where this hand goes though. Like, I always hate double Yakuhai hands that just end up as small hands. But I don't see another route for this one easily. So I guess we'll go with it. Maybe we'll draw some green dragons. No. That was quick. Ah, oh well. That's one potential route gone. But we did draw a Dora in that time. So we could pair the Dora or something. If we do that, our next drop is the 9.
Riichi.
Yeah, that's not great. They're the last person at the table we want to deal into. But I also don't want to lose this hand. Now we have the Dora. This is a tough situation. Like, I want to push here because I feel like they're on a bad weight. Yeah, it depends a lot. Like, I probably wouldn't typically push this hard. But right now I'm also playing very aggressively because I'm just trying to rank up. right? I'm trying to get the rank into this account. I don't really care about getting fourth. Yeah. Okay, I can deal into 1,300 points. That's fine. So I'm playing more aggressively than I should be for online mahjong. Should be. Like, you play to the conditions you're in. And right now the condition I'm in is fourth doesn't matter. Fourth isn't a big deal. So it's a little bit skewed for what online mahjong typically is. Because usually it's avoid fourth at all costs, right? It's a very big departure from what the typical is. But yeah, the way that I see it, I have never seen any evidence that being the dealer is an advantage. Like, I haven't gone through the math or anything just yet, but the fact that you pay double on sumos really sucks, right? Like, that's not good at all. Especially at higher ranks where people are basically folding a lot more and all that. So I need to do the math and figure out if it is actually beneficial to be dealer. Because I feel like that's something that no one has ever talked about. Yeah, basically. It's not really a speed run per se. Just trying to get to the point where I can play in the higher rank rooms for you guys. Yeah, that 8 was probably a mistake. I definitely didn't spend enough time on that one.
G.
Yeah, and that's something that will come with time too, right? The pressure differences. It's like, to me, it's not really pressure being dealer at this point, but you know. Yeah, I mean, it might be a short, depending on how the math turns out. Because I think that's something you can solve mathematically. I just need to actually look at it at some point. We'll see. Now, the weird thing is I have so many video ideas and everything right now. I've actually got like 2 built and 1 halfway done. But I don't have the time to record, which is weird. I don't know if it's really time so much as drive. I don't know. Like, I'm really critical of myself when recording, so I think it's something I actually avoid, which is not good for a YouTuber. But we'll get there. I think part of it is the stuff that I have ready I'm not like super confident in, so I hesitate to actually make the video. Thank you. Yeah, I actually have like an attempt at comedy teaching coming up here. So we'll see. It's going to take a lot of editing though. Looking at what I need to do for it.
Riichi.
Okay, so if we're playing Discipline Mahjong, this is the person we don't want to deal into. We want to full fold against the person in last. It's like basic fundamentals for online Mahjong. So, in that situation, player to our left is also pushing, but this 9 is safe against both.
1
Player to our right is also pushing. Okay, yeah. I am not in the sand anymore. Luckily, I have 70 billion safe tiles. approximately. I didn't actually count them. So as long as things don't completely peter out, I should be fine.
Dom.
Okay. So that's pretty good for us, honestly. Like, if they're gonna hit someone, we want it to be that player in first. That gives us more potential to come back here. Okay. Potential for Sanshoku. And potential for Junchan. Junchan's now more likely. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shapes already. So we discard this, keep a safe tile back. We don't need the Sanshoku if we get the Junchan. As long as it's concealed anyway. Yeah, let's commit. This hand is Junchan. Here's where we draw the 6 mon and be sad. Not yet, at least. That's something. Like, the real question is what I would open for, and I think it would have to only be the 9 mon. Yeah. Like, it's not great, but I think this is okay.
Home.
We made it to Tenpai at least. I've been doing that a lot on stream recently. Apparently, I just need to like talk through all my decisions in real life, and then I'll just win so many games. Then again, I guess talking through these games isn't exactly helping me to win right now, based on that record. No, I will definitely say though, splitting my attention between stream definitely makes me play worse. But I don't mind, because talking to you guys like this, I think it helps me really get my thoughts out there in a way that I can't necessarily do with a lot of planned videos. Like, it's fairly normal, right, over here. So I don't really think too much of anything with it. Like, sometimes you just need to discard the 5. That 5 could have been from 5, 7, 7, 8, for example. Seems fairly likely.
Sumo.
Okay, no, they just didn't have any Monzu to support. But when you discard, like, it's one thing to be discarding central tiles, but if you're discarding a bad shape, like, it happens, right? 5, 7 is just not a good shape. So yeah, didn't really think too much of the hand. Wow, they quit over that? Ugh. People quit way too often on these games. God, is this really another Chanta hand? I think it has to be. So this is the one that hurts us the least. Well. Oh god, I'm just missing everything. I completely missed that discard door there. That was wrong. Okay. So now we have to hold on to the Akka. But that's fine. Sand is shaping up a bit more normally. So it's a good thing I didn't hard commit to that when I drew the Akka. That's a 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku now. Oh god, is this... This Akka might have to come out. God, that's so sad though.
Home.
Yeah, there's not many paths where this Akka doesn't come out, so I might as well do it now. This is just a 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku, nothing else. Good thing that that didn't go anywhere because I would never have been getting a 3. Always. Mahjong is a very punishing game. I hear it causes great damage to the human spirit without a single benefit. That's what they tell me anyway. Yeah, I think that's fine. These shapes are a little bit awkward. We can accept a Dora or double Dora, as the case may be. So I'm not going to hold on to this here. It might have been better to drop the 3 cell. Yeah, I think I do like keeping a safe tile. Exactly. One of these days I need to actually learn Japanese. I know like a couple conversational phrases and stuff, but that's about it. Let's lock this Ryeonman here. It's kind of weird, but I want to find a pair somewhere else. That's perfect, because there were 2 of the 7s discarded. Now this is much better. We can even cut this. And in some world, this ends up as a 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku. Maybe that's this world. So the best draw here is the Tumon, probably. We'll see. We still have to get there, right? There's only 1 2-pin left. But the benefit here is that the other side of this one is the Dora. So either way, we end up with something in that situation. Not quite how it works. I was going to say the 1 pin looks good in the wall, but then we see 2 of them come out right here. Okay, we made it to tenpai. That's the important part. Only tenpai. Okay, so we have the south. We don't need the dragon. Exactly. I was looking for opportunities to chi there, but they didn't come up. So now we just need to go on a tear. How do we do that with this hand? Let's keep the west back for safety. And maybe, just maybe, the Honitsu. Okay, that's enough to cut that. So like cutting one of these is not a big deal here. So if I draw another Manzu, I probably will cut like 5, 6 and hedge that direction. Yeah, let's do it. It's not great,
Boom.
but there's a chance. No, we're committing. We need the points here. Jeez. Oh yeah, 4,000 point benefit on everyone. It's very good. I need to be careful here. I don't want to deal into the player on our right, because That could kill our... Ooh, that's a good draw. It could kill our second chances if we deal in over here. We definitely want a south, and they could have the south. No.
Boom.
Okay. That's what we needed. Now we just need them to draw another 4. This will put us into second at least if we get it. And if we sumo the 7, it's actually worth more.
Long.
Ah. Okay. So down 2,800 to second. That's our target here. That's a lot of Dora. So we're probably cutting the 1-2 if we get anything. Because we have 3 Dora already, we don't need the 2. I'll hold it just a little bit here, be a little greedy. But we are opening this hand and dropping the 1-2 in an instant. We don't need to yet. Okay, now we need to. We'll be greedy and hold the Dora for an extra turn. But now I'll just keep the safe tile. So if we make it to Tenpai, we Dama. Like, no choice, just Dama. Obviously, we pull into Tenpai immediately. Or Chi into Tenpai,
Chi.
as it happens.
Riichi.
And we roam anyone here. This reach isn't ideal.
Sumo.
Oh, what is that crap? Are you serious? That's insane. Wow, nice hand. All right, then. This just became a 3rd place. Wow, that was a hand. Well done. Okay, so now it's me versus the player to my left. They're the target. Yeah, I'm just happy I didn't deal into that, right? Deal into a dealer Paimon and get 4th with a disconnected player. That'd be the worst.
Home.
Yeah. Maybe we feed them and see if this person deals in. Is that a real situation? Is that possible? Who knows? Don't think we take that one though. Excuse me. That's a good draw though. So now we're E Shanten for another Mangan, potentially. Riichi Mahjong isn't quite Mangan, but we still take it here. We take the win on... And do we take the win on Toyman? I'm not sure. Okay, we do that though. Okay, now we're actually within striking distance of second. Not quite Ipatsu, right? There was 1 round in between there. Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, how do we make up 4,300 points? 3,900 isn't enough, and that's a very common point value, unfortunately. So we need to get that figured out. This is a hard hand to make value out of unless we can get the Ippei go here? Chitoi? Riichi Chitoi is 64.
C.
We want a hand that's big enough that will bust Toyman if we get it. No worries. I can help with that. The real question is on your pronunciation. Pronunciation's the hard one. Ooh. Okay, let's drop that then. This hand has potential value now.
Home. Long.
Ah, okay. Unfortunate. That's a third to add to the list. Okay, so everyone, give me just 2 minutes here. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with another game. In the meantime, look at this picture of a crow because it's adorable. Sorry about that. All right, and we are back. Hopefully you all enjoyed that image of a crow. Let's see how this goes. Okay. I would love to hit third cute night at the very least. So I'm probably streaming at least until that happens. And we'll evaluate and decide from there. This is 4 pairs already. 4 is a pretty healthy number of pairs, I would say. But not quite to the point where I'm ready to hard commit for him. Yeah. Because especially with hands like this, I don't like committing to pairs because it makes it a lot harder to integrate Dora sometimes. Like, yeah, you can always wait on the pair of Dora, but things like this Akka, what do you do with it? But if we don't commit early, then maybe we draw like 4 or 7 mon, 4 pin 7 mon. Things like that. So let's go ahead and cut the pairs. We don't like the pairs here, do we, chat? Perfect. Okay, that's a good draw. So we don't really need 7, so. And we don't need all these pairs either. So we'll drop 7 so here, because if we draw the 6, we're completely fine with it. This allows us to accept a 2 and have a Riamen based off of it. 8 still accepts a Dora, so we keep it around. I would like to keep an extra 4, but I'm running out of space in the hand. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So if we can get 3 so... No, like these shapes are just hard. It's sad that I missed this 4-5. Like that'd be one route to tempai with this hand. We're probably looking to fold now.
ち
That helps though. Now we have draws to tenpai, just a couple. But still tenpai. And we have improvements. If we draw Dora. I don't really trust this 5-pin. I'm a little worried about the dealer right now. But again, we're playing aggressively right now. Perfect draw is Sanso. 3 so, that is. We would still have to discard the 8 in that situation, and that doesn't feel great against the dealer either. Got another one. So that's all the 4s. They're all dead. Do we K10 and discard the 8 here? I'm worried about dealing into like Tanyao Dora too. Oh, but we have to take that.
リーチポン
Okay. We can handle a pawn. Pawn is fine. If we sumo the 3 so, the foo goes up. But not if we sumo the 6 so. Scoring is so dumb. We can still con the E sol as well if we draw it. These passes, I swear, they always just concern me. Okay, do we get the Haite this time? It's a long think. Okay, there we go. So if waiting on 4-7, waiting on 4-7-6. Okay, that's fine. This one we're probably going fast. Yeah. I'll pawn if I can. I'll chi one of these if I can, I think. Ah, that makes it a lot harder though. Now we need to draw another shape even. Okay, that contributes to a shape quite nicely. So next discard is probably the 3 so. Probably not worth doing just yet. Might be a little bit early for holding back a safe tile. Especially since like 1-2 so can work fairly well defensively. Still has pushing too. In fact, some worlds we draw the 3 so and we go that direction instead. Go for the Tanyao. Eight doesn't do anything though. So what's the best draw here? Like it's probably best to draw this shape first. So like the Aka 5-pin is best. I'm not that greedy. That's a good draw. So here we take that, take the widest weight we can.
G.
4-so is still an improvement if we get it. Other than that, best draw is 5-pin or 7-pin. Or U-pin or Chi-pin for those keeping track in Japanese. If we do draw the Sanmenchan first, I'm okay with the 4-pin Riichi. Not enough to seed it right now because I want to be able to accept the 5. But I think the Reach Suji trap is fine here because we can see 2 of the 8s already. So the 7's going to be a bit harder to use. It'll be more likely to encourage it coming out if the 4 gets discarded. Player on our right probably doesn't need the 7. Can't Chi for it. We're definitely not to K10 yet. Excuse me. Is that an improvement? Yeah, it is, isn't it? We have more tiles to draw to Tenpai now. It'll just be unfortunate if we backfire on the 5-pin specifically.
G.
Can't Chi that one, unfortunately. Yeah, we have a lot of draws to Tenpai right here. Oh well. Dealer goes off to a bit of a lead. Oh, no worries, son. Assuming you were talking to me anyway. If you were trying to talk to your professor, you put it in the wrong chat. Okay, so we have one pretty well integrated Dora. A lot of useless Yakuhai. But terminals are even worse. Especially when the Yakuhai are still alive. Okay. So now the first discard is red. Yes. So that's one that I needed to just make a short on. Order of Dragon discards. It's very easy once you know what it is. Okay. So this is just most efficient play at this point, I think. Excuse me. Just realized that my living room is peeking out. Not living room. What is this room? I think we call it a study. There we go. Looks like it's better now.
Dong.
Oh. Oops. I did not expect that to be Tenpai already. Oh well. 2600. Just shrug and move on. With this kind of hand, though. Ryan Shanten. Pretty decent one, too. I would like to improve the 1-3-pin shape. But we'll see. Oh, yeah. Hand is definitely better. The one thing it lacks is easy value. But we are a dealer, which helps a bit. Okay, that's a great improvement. So now we probably get rid of the Dora as soon as we can. now? No, I want to hold it a little bit longer in case I pair it. But yeah, this hand can be Sanshoku Pinfu. Okay, we'll keep that. If we draw like the 5, we can discard 3, 4, forget the Sanshoku, but take the wider weight. Otherwise, we discard 6, 7 mon for the Sanshoku chance.
Pon.
Defensive play is very fluid to me. I'm honestly not sure how to best describe my thoughts on that without steering you down the wrong road. Because I don't really... No, that's not the right way to say that. Active defense is weird. I feel like if you're thinking about playing defensively, you're hurting your efficiency a lot. But at the same time, you should always have some kind of plan of what to do if your opponent reaches on the next turn, basically. Or like pulls us at a door or whatever. Have some kind of out, right? That is better. Okay. So, like right now, at this table, this hand is strong enough that I'm probably going to push a couple tiles against anyone who reaches here. So I don't really need to worry about the defense as much. But here is where I'm going to hold back a safe tile, because having the extra pawn doesn't really do much for me. Yeah, that's kind of the way that I think about it. Jeez. 5 tiles. One of 5 tiles to Tenpai. A couple are significantly better than the others. Do I just open up here if I can? I guess I don't need to make that decision.
Riichi.
It's just the easy Riichi here. Oh yeah, the Sanmanchan is always great. Unfortunately, didn't draw the Sanshoku side, but we did draw the side with more outs, since 2 of the Tuso are cut. Well, sort of. I guess the Sanmanchan would still be better. But, you know. Manzu look pretty good. There's a lot of them discarded. They're mostly upper Manzu. I don't know. We'll see. I think there's a name for that one. I don't think it's too commonly used, though. If it was an ending weight like 22234, then it would be a Intotsu. But that shape, I don't think so. If you cut off the 2 or the 4, the extra one, then it's a Nakabukure. But I can't think of what that one would be called. I would love if someone just dealt into me. Nope. Okay. All Tenpai. Now we have to win back our reach set because we're the only ones that lost points there. This is not a great hand to do it with either. At one point I did some research on the chance of just getting Nakashi Mangan if you go for it. It's actually not as bad as I thought it would be, depending on how many you start with. But I feel like that's not a good video. Like, I don't want to encourage people to just go for Nagashi from the start or anything. Weird improvement. Not the best one for sure. So to get rid of all these terminals. Like maybe this is just Nagashi. Yeah, so we accept Dora very nicely, whether it's an Akka or the actual Dora. We actually just have wide acceptance in general with this hand. It's a lot of tiles that improve it. Basically everything but upper Sozu. That's a great draw. My Nagashi. Yeah. Once that pause happens. We'll hold that one a bit.
Home.
I mean, really, if you think about it, lots of Mahjong rules are like that. It's not just Nagashi. Yeah, we're going to keep a safe tile back.
Home.
Okay.
Riichi.
Not the best weight. A few of the tiles are already dead. But it's the weight we've got. Yeah, there's just so many rules in Mahjong that just feel made up like that. Like,
Come.
who invented Furiten? Right? Like, so what if I discard this tile? It doesn't matter. Oh, come on. Well, at least we know no one has a 4, so yeah, that's more likely to happen. Let's see if this con punishes you. No, never punished. Oh well. All right. No, but I know Nagashi is something that's pretty exclusive to Riichi Mahjong, which there's not many things like that. A lot of things trace their roots back to Chinese or other types of Mahjong. Yeah, that's a hard one. That's like one of the more likely chombos in real life. I won't say common, because the situation doesn't come up very often. But I did have a situation in real life at a club meetup, not this week, but last week, where I couldn't roam someone because of temporary Furiten. It was very sad. I don't think we open here. Like, there's a world where we discard the 1/1. Is it right now? I think it is. So I want to keep the 7 around because of the potential for the Sanshoku and this slants towards Tanyao. So I think this is fine. But that changes things. So here we take the Suji Trap Reach again if we get it. Okay, that's even better. So now it's a Pinfu weight. Would have preferred that 5, but it is what it is. But we will keep the safe tile back at this point since we have the better weight here. So reach Pinfudora Ishanten. If we draw the 5, it extends the shape more, so we would discard the white dragon for that. If we draw the 8, so we're a little bit sad. I don't think we could discard it here. That also extends the shape. Now it's 2-sided. Yeah, Pinfu is the best, honestly. Basically, your default when building a hand should be Pinfu Tanyao. in Futanya Riichi. Integrate any door you can into that, but that's your basic shape. 4 tiles left. Okay, let's donate another 1,000 points. God, in the 3. Why wouldn't you discard those in the other order, though? Oh well. It's probably because they're trying to be safe.
つも
Or just give me an Ipatsumo. Why not? Come on, Ura. Ah, it's fine. We'll take a Mangan off that. Sounds good, Alight. I'm glad someone's taking notes on my random ramblings. It's a pretty quick hand. Very quick hand. We keep this one because of the Dora. There's a world where this is just... Okay, we don't need the Dora anymore because we have better acceptance. Like, this could just hit Sananko pretty quickly. If we draw the 3, we will reach it, even though there's, like, technically a Suanko chance. Yeah, exactly. That's just, like, that's the origin story for all of our Mahjong players, right? I don't think I opened this one yet. But I also came from those backgrounds. We don't greet this one.
ち
I've played chess since before I was in kindergarten. And I played Magic from when I was in like 2nd grade or something. Oh god.
かん
Like, it's definitely the con here, but, you know. I just hope the 5 comes out now. If someone had like 5-7, they're so sad here. Yeah, it is a very pretty hand. I hope I get the next con. Oh no, I can't get the next con. It just came out. I just have a feeling this one's not going to win for some reason. Like, if someone deals in, it's going to be Toyman. Probably. We'll see. Well, player on our right's pushing pretty hard, though. I mean, I guess the 7 doesn't look too bad. That makes one of us. I guess someone has to have faith in me.
つも
Okay, there it is. And we found the Ura for another Mangan. Here we go. This is the flow I wanted all night. See, all you had to do was believe in me. I appreciate it. I believed in the you that believes in me. Now, the really funny thing is I never saw any anime before I played Mahjong. It was a friend that watched a Mahjong anime and wanted to get into it.
ち
But after he taught me Mahjong, I was like, okay, let me watch this Mahjong anime. And then from that, I got into other anime. So it's like exactly the opposite of what most people do. Exactly. We are Ishanten. It's a bad Ishanten, but it's still Ishanten. There are improvement paths, but they're hard. It's like 7-pin, 8-pin sort of thing, or 5-mon, like specifically.
ち
Home.
We would probably reach Idora 1 here. Like, I'm fine with it. That one we just do this, right, for the safety. And then this could upgrade to Tenhou. Do we force the upgrade to Tenhou? Do we cut 1-2 pin here? I'm not familiar with that one. Ooh, that's Tenhou. Tenhou door 2. We just need to hit the tempi for it. Okay, now this 2 gets safer. Glad I didn't wait on that one. Oh, and that makes it wider too.
Boom.
Oh, jeez. This just feels like a hell of a situation to navigate here.
Dong.
Yeah. Something around there felt dangerous. But we're good with this outcome. Okay. Yeah, that's incredibly specific. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. Especially when I'm still like have to push that hand, really. Like I don't have to, but you know what I mean, right? You gotta. If you're folding that hand, what are you doing? Granted, in this score position, that would be the reason not to. I know. But I'm not disciplined. I'm playing aggressively right now. I have to go through like the full transformation of playing Tenhou again and go from playing overly aggressive to proper Tenhou. Excuse me, proper Tenhou.
Boom.
We do have the Dora pair here. Come on, dude. I'm not giving you these green dragons. These are mine. You cannot have a Yakuman in this game.
Boom.
I'm glad you appreciate that. Okay. Yeah, we're pushing here. We've got the Dora. They don't have the Daisongen.
G.
Okay. This 2 is fairly safe, I think. The problem is completing this last set. Which is one reason I'm keeping this 2 around. If I draw the 4, I might just drop the 5. I don't know yet.
Riichi. G.
We'll do that here. Okay. That's fine. So they're in a position where they're starting to get within striking distance, but like any sumo busts the person on the right here. Not any sumo, but a lot of sumos. I don't need all these dragons. I'm not sure what to do about this Dora. I'm torn. Exactly. That's what we're trying to do here. Oh, did they quit? No, I'm not disconnected. I haven't dropped any frames. Wow, that's actually kind of impressive. I've dropped 0 frames this stream. Lossless stream right here. The only one on YouTube. I probably should just get rid of the Dora here. Because if someone has it, I'd rather know now. Honestly, I don't really track it. I just happen to look over and see 0 dropped frames. Um, so I might just never drop frames. My internet might just be amazing. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with OBS right now. It's definitely a thing. Let me see. Let me see if I bring this up again.
G.
Did that just minimize? Weird. Okay. All right. Well, that could be one problem. My client says I have no active streams on YouTube. I don't think that's right, because you guys can still hear me. So there's definitely, there it is, okay. Oh wow, it worked. I fixed it. I think anyway. Yep, exactly. Is this where I start dropping frames then? I have bad news for you. It was on your screen anyway. Just a question of where you were looking. Oh wow, they came back. I just realized. I don't like that for... Like, this is actually an Ishanten hand for Chitoy. Which isn't ideal, but if it happens, it happens. So someone has the green dragon, so that's why I'm okay with this, I think. With the Chitoy, that is. It's just because I hate Chitoy. But that's why I threw the 4 back. It just doesn't do enough. Well, now we might be hard forcing Chitoy. Not yet. We'll see. Yep. This hand is now only Chitoy and nothing else. Like, if they get a Mangan Sumo here, I win. So I'm actually kind of rooting for them to sumo. Yeah, exactly. You just have to react. 4-7. Okay, so I was right to hold on to the 4. All right. Person on our right's on their last legs. If we make it to another Ryukyoku that they're not Tenpai, we win. Unless no one's Tenpai, I guess. Caveat. We're still in the East round, too. Wow. Didn't really actively think about it. We'll just keep drawing pairs. We'll be over here. It's more that there was no indication that the fort was safe, if that makes sense.
Boom.
I want to play this one aggressively for the Riichi stick. But yeah, when you're that late in the hand and there's no indication that something is safe, it's safe to assume. Exactly. Guilty until proven innocent. I like it.
Riichi.
Oh, come on. Come on. And now I have to push. Ugh. Oh, that was wrong too. I should have pushed the 7. Now if I get an improvement, I can't take it. But if I went the other way, I could have taken a Rionman. But the 6 is Nakatsuji here. So maybe, just maybe, it'll come out. Yes!
Boom.
Oh wow, double run. Nakatsuji trap. Oh wow, that's a lot of points too. Well, kept a slight edge from that. They can't just win a 7,700 point hand to end the game. Kind of surprised they don't go for that here. As someone who's gotten double rolled on stream within the past 3 hours.
Boom.
How do we make this hand quick? Oh, I should have held that. That's how. Discard the 9. But this could still end up as Tanyao if we can deal with this shape in a different way, which could be drawing a different pair at this point. So we could actually force this at this point. Yeah, I don't know at what point it's right to open this hand, honestly. Is it here? I think it is. So I'm fine with opening this hand here because we have another pair candidate. I still pawn the 2 if I can, but the 4, 5, 6, 7 also makes a better shape, more likely makes a better shape. We'll hold that for now because it's a little bit safer. Yeah, I'm okay with this.
G.
Like, it's still not great, though.
Sumo.
I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll take that. Thanks, buddy. Okay, so that is a first. Sorry about the loud beeping. That is actually my hand warmer. All right, so let's go ahead and update this thing right here. And we now officially have a winning record for the stream. And we get this screen right here. We're 3rd queue. Yay. Okay, so now we need 100 points. How's this account doing? 14% fourth rate, most of which is tonight. most. A lot of it. 1637 rating is fine. 26.9% win rate is very high. 10.8% deal-in is very low. So we're okay with this. I think we're still doing a couple more games. Yeah, might as well. Let's do it. Thank you, Alight. I mean, so technically, I don't know if technically is the right word there. So in that kind of position on Tenhou, especially at higher ranks, it can make a lot of sense to take those. So the last thing you want is the person last coming back, right? So sometimes you just take second, just choose it. It's fine. Get the game over with. Make sure you don't lose it. It's only when you're in like an unlosable position that you really gun for first. But it's weird. The mindset, especially at higher ranks, when you lose a ton of points. Yeah, exactly. But just getting fourth is so brutal. You don't want to have any situation where you end up as fourth. Like at the rank I was playing at my peak, I would get 75 rank points on a first, 30 on a second, 0 on a third, and lose 120 on a fourth. Like, it's so brutal. Let's go ahead and cut this here. This is a little bit different, but I want to keep the Tanyao shapes and a safe tile here for some reason. I don't know what's causing me to do this, but this is the path I'm taking, so we'll see how this goes. Here's a very important shape to remember. This shape right here, a lot of people will just like cut this 3 off. But this 3 is very important here. Because if you're down with this shape at the very end, when you're Ishanten, it's better than a perfect Ishanten. Because it's the same number of tiles, but this guarantees Pinfu where perfect Ishanten doesn't. So memorize this kind of shape. I know there's a name for it, but no, it's a Ryanman Kanchen. That's the name for it. Easy one to remember, because it's just a combination of 2 other shapes. But yeah, you get the extra 4 pin that you can pick up and discard the 7 pin if you get it. And it's great. That's beautiful. And now we have a guaranteed Pinfu shape here. So this is guaranteed Pinfu Tanyao on any, well, not Tanyao, I guess, because it could be 9 pin. But on any draw will be guaranteed Pinfu here. Any improvement. Like right here. Granted, the 3 didn't do anything to help that here, but it is what it is. The unfortunate thing here is we can see a couple of the 6 pin. By a couple, I mean all but 1. Oh, come on. But all but 1 6 pin, so it was not likely to be Tanyao. But it's still a Riichi there. Okay, so starting a little bit down here, but that's okay. We do have 2 Dora in this hand, though. This person's name bothers me, which I don't know if it's intentional or not, but Ui is a Japanese pro, but calling someone Ui-chan would be really, calling him Ui-chan would be weird. Awesome. Glad I could help.
Boom.
Now, granted, Oi has some very sexist tendencies that I'm not particularly fond of, based on videos I've seen of him. But, you know, unfortunately, that's just kind of Japan. So drawing the furry tin shape here is not ideal by any means. But it's fine for now. This is our fourth pair. Yeah. Wow, what is that? What does that do for us? Do we start pawning here? God, it feels weird. We might just drop 6-8. I'm gonna keep it open here. I don't like doing this. Okay, yeah.
ポン
Let's do it. There's still a West live. And this is a Hanuman hand.
ポン
Okay. So like this hand doesn't look like a Hanuman, right? So keep your fingers crossed. Because this one is very well disguised. And now it's Suji trapped. Granted, it looks like a toy, so, you know, people are going to assume this is like 5,200. But it's a little bit over double that. If I get it. Yeah, like I'm not sure if this toy was correct, but I like it better than Cheetoy in this situation, I think. Especially since Cheetoy would involve discarding a Dora. Please give tiles. I don't even need tiles. I just need a tile. Just a single little tile. That's all I ask for. I'm not greedy. Of course, you give me that tile, I will ask for some sticks as well. It's like a give a mouse a cookie, you know? 3 is looking better. There's only 1 left, though. One 3 left, 0 4s. How are 1s and 2s?
つも
Okay. Fine. So generally speaking, it's not good to do that. If you just have 1 triplet, generally it's better to keep the Cheetoy. With that situation, the reason I didn't was because of the 3 Dora.
ポン
The problem is Toy is farther away, generally, than Cheetoy is in that situation. If I remember correctly, if you have 4 pairs and you draw a triplet, you're about the same distance from either Toy or Cheetoy. Yeah, this isn't going to be Sanshoku, so discarding the 1 is fine here. We are Ishanten. Best draw is 8 so, by far. No, I'm supposed to draw that.
チ
We do accept a 4 so, because it gives us the chance to switch for Tanyao. But we take that too, because now we can just pair the Dora. Yeah, this is always like a little bit awkward.
つも
Okay, didn't matter. God, people are just speeding through these hands. All right. Nine mon was a better lead there. Maybe. Like, technically, there's the Sanshoku chance with 789 here. Yeah, so I'd probably do want to hold on to that 9 a little bit, especially with that kind of draw. Hmm. Yes, I think feeling the pace of the game is one of my best skills in Mahjong. Um, like just understanding when to open and when to be greedy. It's a very important skill to pick up, honestly. But the only thing you can really do to learn it is just play. Like that's something that you just learn with time, honestly. Like the general rule of thumb is if you have a hand that's like Pinfu Sanshoku Tanyao, you keep that hand closed, right? Because that's a Mangan hand. There are times where you're supposed to open that hand, cut the value from 8,000 to 2,000, even if you're only one away from Tenpai, because pace of game matters so much. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I play a lot of board games nowadays, and that's also a very important aspect in those. I want to start cutting this penchant. I want to keep the 5 and the 7 because I want to improve the pairs in the penchant and all these bad shapes. Even though it's late in the hand, this is something where I'm looking around and seeing, can I fold against these players if it comes down to it? And I think the answer is yes. I think I can fold if I need to. So I'm fine with keeping some of these greedier things around like this. And I'm still going to do it right here.
Riichi.
And that's the one player that I was going to have problems against. So keep your fingers crossed. uh, hmm. So the one we've just been picking up recently is Galactic Cruise. It's a fairly new one, but it's fantastic. It reminds me of a Vital Lacerda game, except it's better than the last couple games of his I played. I think the 2 was safest. Okay, and that gives us Pinfu too. Um, so we've only got a couple plays of that under our belt. But the big favorite with my group is Terraforming Mars, and I don't have it in the format I can show you right now. But I just bought what's called Epic Terraforming Mars. So it's a set of fan expansions that they put together and made this massive game out of it. So I've got a couple thousand fan-made printed cards that we're going to go through and sleeve and everything. I went with like a custom printing company and everything, and it's a bit excessive, honestly. See, I don't know what to do there. I don't want to fold. I really don't want to fold. I'm not going to.
Boom.
We are pawning here. Don't hurt me. Okay. 5 8-pin weight. 8-pin looks fantastic. Let's do this. Oh, yeah. It's been around for a while now, but yes, 8 was perfect. See, I've been around for a little while now, but its replayability is amazing. That's the biggest thing. Oh, yeah. No, it's kind of insane, honestly. There's actually a few different games that do things like that. If you look, you might be able to find them. Especially for things that have a lot of expansions like that.
Boom.
But yeah, the board for that game is 66 inches long. So we need to figure that part out. Because we don't have a table that it fits on. Oh, yeah. I have a friend in the Mahjong group that cubes sometimes. And like I'm vaguely considering trying to get into that group a bit more. We'll see. Yep. At this point, I just go to Mahjong tournaments and gamble and that sort of thing. Not that I would ever gamble on this game. That'd be incredibly irresponsible. Please play responsibly. I should have cheated that. What am I doing? That's an immediate cheat. Oh, jeez. That I didn't expect. 2,000. We can accept that. Alright, very tight game still. But yeah, that was a complete mistake. I never should have even drawn that one. I should have cheated. Yeah, something like that. If I ever get that bad, I'm going to have to tell my friends to cut me off. He is such an addict. Gambling for the thrill of risking his life. Honestly, that's a really sad arc. Like, he's supposed to be this great hero and everything, but that's just one thing I couldn't ever quite get over. Akagi's a very tragic hero, and a lot of people don't realize it. So that gives us some options here. Like, I was looking at the 789 Sanshoku, but the shapes aren't great for that, unfortunately. But drawing this gives us the Ipeco, and we can use these sevens as our pair. And I think I like that better, because that can also go Tanyao. This could also technically be Sanshoku Doko. Okay, this is not the right play. I'm doing this for the memes.
Boom.
Let's go Doko. I will not pawn 6-0 if it comes out. Unless I have to. Like, we can end up in a situation where there's no other choice. If we're tenpai on it, we will just roll just the Tanyao. But we're going for the Doko. That's the objective. And it's like a hard force too, right? Like I should be tenpai right now. So we've already cut off enough that this is very clearly a mistake. But I'm completely okay with that. We got to go for the Doko sometimes. And here we probably keep the safe tile back. Come on, sevens. Give me the sevens. You don't need your sevens. Not as much as I do. The funny thing is, like, this is such a sad hand, too, because even if I win this, it's like 3,900 points. Doko is just so bad. Okay, these 8s are gone. Your 7's got a lot worse. Come on. Where's the 7s? I totally don't need a 7. I have a 4 in my discard.
Boom.
Okay. We do have to auto-run here, unfortunately. What do we got? No one in their right mind would ever play this like this, right? If you have the 7s, why would you discard the 8? You want to make runs. Runs are very good in Mahjong, right? There's no way the 7 could possibly deal into this hand. Sanshoku Doko doesn't exist. It doesn't exist and it can't hurt you. Unless you deal into it, then it can hurt you. But that would never happen. Yes! We got there. One moment. Screenshotting this. All right, then. That was enough poor play for one stream. Let's get back on track. Oh, Lord. And now we're Ishanten. This is just Doko flow. Come on, draw the white dragon. That's the best out here. We'll take that one, though.
Riichi.
God, this is Sanshoku chance. I just realized. If we get the 6-mon, this is Sanshoku. It's not the likely out, but it's the Mangan out. Yep, just pure Doko flow. But we might have used up all our luck. Like, it's very likely we actually lose this hand because of that. If you believe in flow. And not the flow from progressive. Got back-to-back Doko Dojin. They call me the Sanshoku Kid. We'll see. Like, people are looking very, very defensive right now. I say that and shoot. Missed it. Oh well. That still puts us in the lead, so we'll take it. This is also potentially a pretty quick hand. But it's got some problems that the other ones didn't. That 3 doesn't fix the problem. Just a moment posting that to my Discord.
Boom.
Okay, that's a decent draw. I think we'll take that. We keep this around because if we can, we'll improve this. Or we just draw that. Yeah, I think so.
Riichi.
It's fine. On a sumo, this has enough food to go up to 5,200. So all we need to do is sumo the Sanzo. So, like, one of the problems is waiting on the door indicator. It's just always rough. Like, it's at the front of everyone's mind that, you know, the door is right there. Versus even just, like, waiting on the 5 is usually better. 1, because of the number of tiles. But 2, because it's not right there at the forefront of everyone's mind, necessarily. I think it's a psychological thing. But the door indicator, people look at that tile, they're like, hey, this is a problem. So we'll see if it happens or not. We could just sumo again.
Don't.
Oh, come on. Okay. Give up the lead. Move on. We do have a door here. Another similar problem. This 1-2 penchant is really bad. But could be Honitsu. So we'll slant towards it a little bit here. Discard the 9 next. We'll see what we find. That makes it harder. think at this point we do have to cut dragons next. We'll cut the south, because the south came out. Oh, it should have been the green dragon. Slight mistake. It's fine. Yeah, this is just going to be a normal hand. This isn't a Honitsu. Probably discard 2/6, honestly. But we do have to get rid of these dragons, too. Oh, actually, this could just be Tenhou. If we can get the 6 or the 2. Yeah, it's looking like Tenhou. Tenhou door 2, but we need to pawn something. Tanya's just the best, isn't it? Okay, I can commit with that. Like, it's not a pawn, but it removes the need for one of the pawns, so it's better. That could also potentially... Oh, no, 6 doesn't do much. I shouldn't have done that. I should have discarded the 6 and held the white as a save tile. Okay, that's a pawn.
Boom.
Into that. Now we're Ishanten with potential 3, 4, 5 Sanchoku.
Boom.
Let's give me a 5-pin. It's not a 5-pin. I do want to keep the perfect Ishanten here. I can't really describe why. I just feel like this is the kind of hand that isn't going to win unless I'm playing extremely efficiently. For some reason. Oh yeah, definitely Chi 5-pin.
Chi.
I'll Chi, yeah, pretty much anything.
Chi.
Come on, 5-pin. Give me that Sanchoku. That's a dangerous one against the dealer. I had to hold my breath for a second. Like, I'll take anything here, but the Sanchoku's so many more points. Why is there a pause on the 1-pin? That's weird. I guess it's probably this person. Yeah, we'll take it.
Boom.
All right, narrow lead. If I did my math right. Yep, 700 points. So we gotta be quick here. Oof. This is Sanshoku, I guess, is the quickest route. It's not great. I'll break this here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, we extend that shape. Jeez. If I could draw like one of the 7s, I'd be a lot more comfortable in Chiing another. But I really don't want to Chi the first one.
Chi.
I think it's our best shot. This could come back to bite us here. Remember, I wouldn't have drawn it, except that's what happened. I don't know, this Chi feels wrong. I feel like it's preemptive. Okay, that's very helpful. But the 7 mon is going to be the hard one because it's near the Dora. But I'll still chi anything in Senpai here. We probably switch this here so we can pull into Tenpai instead. If it looks like a Chanta, that probably hurts us instead of helps us. Though, so I don't know. We'll see. I think we just need the ability to pwn here too. It's more efficient.
Boom.
All right, we're Tenpai. Don't hurt us. The worst case scenario is we deal into Toyman here. That is player across. The good news is if someone like pairs their door or something, they might need to get rid of a 7. And all these 6s coming out, I think really helps. Like it's pretty obvious what I'm doing here. But I'm also Tenpai for Ryokoku, so yeah, what do they do? Like, that's it. We'll take it. 5,800 points. Makes it look like a much more decisive win. All right, and that is another first place. We've somehow dodged second, so I guess our stats are evening themselves out, because I think this one was very heavy on second, right? No, it was very heavy on third, that's what it was. But now we have more wins than anything else, which is fantastic and probably where it should be. Let's see. It is 11 o'clock local time. I think I'm going to call it here. I do appreciate all of you sticking around for the stream. Sorry about the early technical issues if you were here at the start of it. We do this every single Friday. So if you want to join in next Friday, we'll start at 7 p.m. EST. Thanks again. Thanks for everyone who's chatting, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.